can adjust it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Alright. We can do those two off the... Can you do eye to eye?
See yourself?
Yeah. We will. It says action needed. Close unused applications. Should I dismiss it?
I don't think I have anything else open.
Do you have a... Where's your... It just says action...
Oh, we can see our faces.
Oh! It just keeps coming up. I don't
Just
know
keeps
what
going
that
back
means.
to action needed. No, that's okay.
Are we live now?
Yeah.
Hi, you guys. Wonder if I can I see who's writing? Do you know? Let me see.
I think it's
Look,
on
too
Sunday.
low FPS. The current frame rate is too low. Please set frame rate to 15 to 60. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. It could be.
You know what I should do? I'll bring it up on my phone. Oh, maybe it's kind of slow or something.
I think it's
was
just
gonna say,
kind of slow.
could be because of our Wi-Fi and the weather.
Yeah.
We have crappy Wi-Fi.
I can also go. Look on your.
Can't see how many people are watching.
Is it on Midwest Revue or Billy Rose? Midwest Revue. Did you just break something?
No, I was trying to get it to go full screen.
That is full screen. So I don't see it on Midwest Revue. Is that where it is?
It's on Billy Rose.
Oh. So I should share Billy Rose to our page. Alright, let's see. Adrian says, hello, Billy, Jenny, and Chris. Hey, Adrian, in Wales. Can you hear us okay?
Action needed. Action.
I look dumb when I put my face down like that.
You just looked on Jenner.
Say hi to Adrian. Wait, is that the camera? Is this the camera?
It's on there.
Adrian, I miss your face.
I can't see. It's got that.
It just, you're gonna have to just, you can still see you enough. How much of
We
you
can
do you have
always-
to see?
I like to see. There's too much of me to see.
I'm gonna
As you can
share
tell
this.
by how big my head is.
Well, at least you know they can see it.
That's true.
How do I share it to my page, for gosh sakes? Do you ever just feel like you're not so smart?
I never have that problem.
I want to share it to our page, but why won't it let me? Oh, here we go. Share to Avey Grouws Band. Join us while we argue.
I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of what we do. That's watching this.
Chris crunched my hat. Alright, let's see. I turned down the volume and I can see the...
I'm not exactly sure if it's me that crunched your hat.
You crunched my hat.
I don't think that's accurate, but
Alright, I see hello, Billy, Jenny, and Chris. Alright. Video interrupted. Let's see if I can catch it.
Yeah, 2 pennies for the boat man. Jenny Lynn Stacy out of Bettendorf, Iowa.
Hey.
Before Jenny, we heard from Joe and Vicki Price from Deep Cora, Beer Tent Boogie Woogie, and Unidines out of Clinton. Good Night Jesus. Starting the set off, Mason Jennings from Minnesota. He did Fighter Girl. I'm Billy Rose. You're listening to Midwest Revue on Mac FM 94.7, coming to you from the Wild Rose Casino and Hotel Studio. Brought to you by the Block That Rocks in Savannah, Illinois. I got to do a legal ID, and then we'll get right to it with the live stuff. Jenny and Chris are right
Yeah, how many songs are played on Met 94.7? Plus either. Met 94.7, we play everything. KMCN, Met 94.7 FM.
Yeah, I'm back, and I've got these guys right here in the studio with me, and the things change all the time, so I'm not sure which line you guys are on, but I think I got them all potted up, so.
Well, if I say hello, does that help you?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I mean,
can
everybody
hear
can
you.
hear me.
All
It's
right.
totally.
All right, well, I gotcha. All
Well,
right.
Adrian, our friend in Wales, is listening right now, and he says everything sounds good on Facebook. He said every once in a while the video drops for like a nanosecond, but Adrian and everybody else watching online, there's a big storm happening outside,
Yeah, there
and
is.
we're just dealing with the weather, right?
When do you think the word nanosecond came into play in general population?
During Star Trek.
Love it.
How you doing, Billy?
See what I got here?
I'm
Wait, hold
doing
on.
well. How are you guys?
I can do it.
Honestly,
Okay.
we're pretty good. I love your station, and I wish the Facebook audience could see. I'll actually post some pictures on our band page later. But you have such a cool studio in here. I love all the Elvis stuff and
You had me at-
Cinderella.
You had me at Burt Reynolds.
Really? Well, see, Chris, my boss, Chris Streets.
I know your boss.
He is an Elvis fan and a Burt Reynolds fan and a Three Stooges.
It's down there.
That's good
It's right at
stuff.
your height level. It's towards the bottom of the floor.
And I love that some of our favorite people are here. Sticker.
Yeah.
I see Catfish Keith is here. The May tags. You know our keyboard player, Nick Vass. May tags.
Oh, really?
I see Cena Earhart Band is up there. I can't.
Fresh oil, loose gravel.
Yeah, this is cool.
No.
And I love that you played Joe and Vicky from my
Oh,
my
yeah.
town of Decorah.
They are so fun. I mean, I love those two. I've known them for a long time. They used to play in Clinton every once in a while. They were good friends of Jack Spunk. Jack Schmalfeld is his real name, but he
Oh.
went by Jack Spunk.
That's a good name.
He was the lead singer and harp player for the Unidines back in the day.
Ah,
So yeah, good guy. And him and Joe were good buddies. So.
That's awesome. I love it. It seems like your station's pretty cool. You can kind of play anything here.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, kind of. We're automated.
we'll see what
most
happens
of the
after
time.
today. Avey Grouws Band.
Well, I should actually tell just sort of an opening story, and that is that your boss, Christopher Streets,
Yeah.
and I know each other from back in my broadcasting days when I believe we met at one of the broadcasting conventions or something, because the Iowa broadcasters hold these conventions,
Right.
and so I think it's really cool that despite jumping out of radio, even though it's been in my blood since birth with my parents in radio, it's kind of cool that I'm sitting here in his station now.
Yeah. He told me he met you at. He said he was so glad that you were sitting next to him because the thing was so boring. He says.
Well, I do have a tendency to make boring things a little more exciting. I mean, reference number one, Chris Avey.
I'm still waiting for the exciting part to happen.
I'm just kidding.
Oh. So you guys have been together as a duo or a band or whatever for how long now?
Feels like 200 years, but I'm sure it's since 2008. 15.
Well, if we're going back to the origination story, the origin story, it was 2015 when we met in Bettendorf. Although we didn't play, we just jammed.
Right, we didn't actually play together until
2016.
2016. Yeah.
So
Somewhere
yeah,
in
the
there.
duo became a thing in 2016 when I annoyed him enough that he agreed to play a few gigs with me, and actually that was the very end of 2015, winter time, and then in 2016 we tried out a handful of shows because I was still working full time and I wasn't very good at a lot of things, so he was very patient. But I would drive to the Quad Cities and we'd do a few weekend shows every now and then, and a couple of times he let me sit in with the Chris Avey Band and featuring Jeni Grouws. So that was kind of cool.
We did New Year's that way, and then that's what ended up being. I think after we did a New Year's in Decorah,
on 2016
Yeah.
going into 2017.
Yeah, and then she sang that. And then so basically the first day of 2017, we were a band.
So it was a hungover decision on 2017 that we decided to become
Good
a
reason
band.
not to drink on New Year's, kids. Right in there.
There you go.
That's funny.
Oh,
But it was January 1st, 2017 was the day the Avey Grouws Band was born, technically.
that's a good, easy to remember date anyway.
It is. I remember it every year when I'm nursing a hangover. And actually,
I tried to
this
buy
might,
it.
would this be an okay place to like make an announcement?
Sure.
We decided, we've been talking with Joy Avenue Media, and our friends that like to listen online should know that we are announcing next week that we're going to do New Year's Eve online again. Earlier at like 5 p.m. I think it was. Maybe it was 3 p.m. I can't remember. We'll check the time. But early enough so that our friends overseas can also join us
Right.
if they want to. Because a lot of people are still feeling a little COVID shy. And things just maybe aren't having the same excitement that they had in the past. So we thought we're going to do it online again. And
That-
hopefully,
It's a good way to stay in touch with the people that we don't normally get to see.
I know we really miss them.
Right, it really is. Yeah, I got boosted Friday, so I'm good.
Oh, you
Oh,
did.
nice.
Yeah.
We've been talking about our booster. We're trying to get in soon.
I had to make sure my, was it BMI was over 30. That was a stretch. I found out it was like 57, so I'm totally good to go.
Gosh, sorry about the cough.
You're tall. How tall are you, Chris?
6'4".
6'4". Okay, I assumed around there.
Yeah.
And I'm so close at 5'1" and 3/4.
That's-
I actually feel 6'4" in this room.
You know, in 7th grade, I was 5'7", and that's what I am now. And I thought, hey, I'm going to be 6 foot. I never grew another inch.
I was really, really short
Were
in
you?
elementary school. Like really short.
Wow.
Ready
I
for
was
this, kids?
pretty sure I was pretty much just a beach ball at that age. I'm pretty sure.
I was the tallest girl on my basketball team in 5th grade. I was the center on the basketball team at 5'1" and 3/4. And then I never grew from 5th grade on.
No.
And eventually I quit basketball.
Yeah,
Not
I did
as
the
good.
same thing. Freshman year, it was like average height, and after that, I was looking up to everybody. I think I'll play.
And hi to Julie, who's listening over in Omaha, I think. So, yeah.
Nice.
It is really storming outside.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, that's one thing about this place. There is absolutely no windbreak.
No,
Right.
you're out in the field.
Inside of this building, it's like, whoa.
Well, here's the real question. If it storms really bad, do we have, fortifications here? Do we have, like, food and snacks? 'Cause Chris and Jenny can't be stuck somewhere without food and snacks. You don't get these jowls
I
without
feel like
working
just
hard.
play some like Halloween music.
Yes.
There is, what do they call those little vending machines that you put the quarter in and you turn the knob?
Oh yeah.
There's one of those in the basement with M&Ms in it, and I went down to
Yes.
get some M&Ms one time, and there was a mouse turd there in the
Oh,
thing. And I
no.
thought, no.
I'm sorry, but radio stations in
I'm
the
sorry, but
cornfield,
if it
that's what
comes to
happens.
survival,
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah.
I will tell you, 18 years
guys
working
can
in the
have the
radio
mouse turd.
station. Working in the radio station, we had to actually, my co-host in the morning had to squash one.
A
It was
mouse
the most
turd?
no.
a mouse.
It was the most upsetting, honestly, the most upsetting thing I've ever been a part of. Number one, because you're afraid of something so small, which is dumb. But then also, you like watched it get squashed, and then
Squatchy step on it?
yeah, he stepped on it.
That's terrible.
It is terrible, but also they eat the wires, and if they eat the
Yes.
wires, they could actually burn the place down, or so it's
I mean, I understand.
it's survival of the fittest at that point.
They've caught I don't know how many possum in this building. It's like,
Oh, I believe it.
man. Yeah, Chris is saying, I don't know where they keep getting in, but they do somehow.
They're sneaky.
Yeah, well.
Well, we're sure glad you had us here. Thank you.
Oh man, I'm really happy you came. I really am. And Chris was excited that you were coming. He says, "Wow, I better maybe I'll vacuum." He said.
Wait, my presence
Just to
encouraged a man
impress
to
you,
vacuum?
Maybe it was me.
What?
Why is it all about you?
'Cause-
Maybe he thought, well,
Chris
that guy's
Avey's
really
coming.
tall with the same name. I should probably vacuum. Or maybe it's because you're so close to the floor. He thought he should vacuum. Maybe that's why.
True. Thank you, Chris.
Anyway,
It could happen.
now you guys are you technically a blues band or a roots band? Or,
I think we're technically an American band.
okay,
We're an American band.
see,
You're welcome.
I personally don't like genres because
Yes.
everything is so blurry nowadays. It's like, what do you call them? But
Yeah.
there
I'll
are
let
so
you
many
answer it.
different styles of blues and different styles of roots. What was it about the music that you guys play that attracted you to that music?
I think what just with this band or just us as people.
Yeah, in general, I mean, what attracted you to that sound, the rootsy stuff?
I think just being exposed to a lot of different kinds of music kind of did it. So I feel like you're kind of a product of initially what you hear, and then if you're interested enough, you venture out and to find other things. So I think it was more like, for myself, it was any kind of music that I felt real, like the people meant it when they were doing it, or something I could relate to with it. And so that was more something that drifted to me versus breaking it up, because I think it wasn't until the 70s or something like that. Before that, they just put everything onto one station.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it wasn't until they had to try to, find different ways to sell it
Yeah,
that they
exactly.
broke it all up. So, I mean, anything, I was open to pretty much anything that I thought felt real and honest to it.
That's actually a good answer.
Yeah, it is. Really.
I'm sorry, could you say that one more time?
Nope.
Into the,
Can't say it again. You know what's interesting is we just got a review back from the Crossroads Blues Society, and I laughed. I showed it to Chris because I haven't posted it because I'm not offended by it, but I think some of our fans would be, and I don't want them
Really.
getting grumpy. And the reason, the review is great. Everything about the review, they love the playing, they love the songs, and the very last line of the review says, although none of it is blues, was their comment
Ooh,
about the album.
really?
But the thing is, we've talked a long time about this. Like, first of all, what is blues? A lot of old school blues players will argue about what blues is. Is it a chord structure? Is it an emotion? Is it a way of giving reality and putting it to music? I mean, you could go a lot of things. Some people would say that we're not really born into the blues tradition anyway. So I think what we found is that we're inspired by music that sounds amazing, and blues is definitely one of those genres that like has a history and a sound to it that feels and moves in a way that maybe other genres strive to do but don't always hit it, but sometimes they do too. But we're also a product of all of our backgrounds, and so what we put together, blues was something that we all met on and we all came together on,
I mean,
but we have a lot of backgrounds.
to be honest, I mean, if you throw it out there, no, we're not a blues band. We're not a blues band. We're not a rock band. We're not a metal band. We're not a country band. We're not any of those things. We're a mix of all the different influences that we had as people.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
So-
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Chris, you play a lot of different styles
Yeah.
in your songs, but it all comes together and sounds just right.
Right. It sounds like, I think we as a band sound like us because we fail to sound like the bands that we like.
There you go.
Yeah.
In a weird way, it's true. That's how you develop a personality. I mean,
It's true.
either that or you blatantly mimic something else.
Right.
Which
and
it's
we
just not a
could
thing.
try to do that, but that's not really our thing. It was like,
It's the same thing, and I've had this argument before with people that say that the previous band I was in, I was sitting in between two guys at a table when I was doing the Avey Brothers, and they argued next to me about whether my band was blues or not blues. And it's just absurd, and I'm influenced by the blues, but I mean,
Right.
things have to grow and change. I don't drive the same car my grandparents did.
right.
Why? Because the automotive industry has
Have
changed.
changed.
Why is nobody scared of the automotive industry changing as much as they are of, oh, you got to be this to be blues? Well, I just don't think that that's necessarily true. It's
And
anyway.
no, it's so true. And there's actually, so I was, when in college, I was a religious studies major, specifically looking at like Hinduism and Buddhism. And one of the terms that they had in Old Sanskrit was niti niti, N-I-T-I, and it basically means instead of saying what something is, you can't really describe it. You just say what it isn't. And we know that we're not one specific thing. We're not trying, but when you ask what we are, it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
So I think we just like to say that we're musicians.
That works for me because, like I say, I played so many different things, and people say, "Oh, I really like that. What is that?" And
It's a good song.
music.
That's what
Right.
it is.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, if you like blues, we're a blues artist. If you like rock, we're a rock artist. If you like country, we're a country artist.
Buy our music. But I will say this. We definitely fit in with a blues festival crowd
Oh, yeah.
and a roots festival crowd better than we would with a country or rock. Festival. Like when
Right.
they're booking festivals, look, we'll come to your rock festival, we'll come to your country festival, but I would say that for the most part people wouldn't be like, oh, they're a super country band. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, well, I was speaking about Jack Spunk earlier.
Yeah.
When they first put out their first album, he says, "Yeah, we're a blues band, you know." And they put out their album, and he says, "I said, well, what do you think of the album now that it's done?" He goes, "Well," he said, "I thought we were going to make a blues album, but it ain't blues." He said-
I tried with this new record. I thought in my mind I had the idea of what I wanted this record to be, and I wanted to go in. I wanted to do it like old school Buddy Guy, Junior Wells, On the Floor, Hoodoo Man album, and just play and have a great time. And then the album was not that at all, which is beautiful because once again, by failing to do that, we ended up with something that's uniquely us.
Right, right. And that's, you can't change the spots on a leopard.
No, and if you do, it's artificial, and then we get away from that thing I was talking about, where if the music is real to you, you know, like something
Right,
you.
right. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
You know, one thing, I've heard so many bands and artists that I listen to and I go, wow, they are fantastic. They're going to be big. And they fizzle and don't go anywhere. Now, you guys are almost the exact opposite. Not that
Yeah,
you
we
don't
started out at
sound-
the fizzle.
Not,
And then-
not that you don't sound good, but you have taken off.
Yeah.
And you've done it all on your own. I think, I may be wrong, but is that attributed to you, Jenny, because you have a business background?
It's definitely not attributed to me. I know that.
It's a fair question. I think we all have unique talents that add to the band. And I will say, someone said something to me last night about that. I do think having a business background, super helpful. I mean, I know how to look at budgets and I know how to forecast what's important, like where do we want to invest and and those things actually are important to me, not just because I know how to do them, but they actually run through my head every day. Like I'm also a kind of an, not anxious, but I'm just constantly on. I'm constantly thinking like, how can we do that one thing better? How can we push this? And so I think of it, I mean, what we're doing is a business. What we're doing
Right.
is making music, but if we also want this to be our livelihood, it has to be I mean, if you're a restaurant owner and you love cooking, that's great. But if you don't know how to run it as a business, nobody's ever going to sample your cooking. So I feel it the same way about our music.
Exactly. The business end of the situation and stuff like that is completely run by Jenny the mastermind.
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna add this. And hi, Derek. I will add that somebody said something to me about that last night, and I said thank you. I really appreciate that because I mean who doesn't like a little acknowledgement of their
Right,
work?
right.
However, I also said to this person last night, I could have all the business sense I want, but I would never have a band like this if I hadn't met Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know he hates compliments, so he
Great,
just
now I
needs to
gotta buy
get
her
over it.
dinner.
Yeah, right. No, but I mean, the talents that Chris brings to what we sound like as a band, I could not do what I'm doing, even though I love writing. My sound would not be what it is if it weren't for the way that he helps me put it together.
Nobody procrastinates like I procrastinate.
Exactly.
I am
you know,
bossy. I'm assertive. I push them around a lot, but he doesn't seem to mind it. So.
No, because it's the one, like, it's a key element to the puzzle that is always missing. You have to have, you have to have great marketing and stuff like that, and a real strong business sense and lyrical sense, and you have both. So it's great, and that's the last nice thing I'm going to say to you in this entire interview.
Go teamwork.
Here's to your
guys.
Quick Star hot dog.
You guys, I have to take a break.
Please do.
Oh, thank God.
But
No.
before we go to break, I'm going to ask one question. You can ponder it during the break.
Yes.
Now, how many, are there 4 or 5 of you?
5.
5.
5. Okay, when you
That was-
travel in a van, I assume you use a van?
No, we're too po.
No, we're too poor.
No.
We go individually.
We literally drive in 4 or 5 different vehicles.
Oh,
It's
okay,
so
well,
depressing.
Usually it's 3. If
Well, that kind of blows my whole thing.
I know.
I was thinking you were all together in a van. I was thinking,
No, but that is our next fundraising effort. If anybody wants to help us find
Yeah.
a van, we're on it. We're like, if you need me
maybe
to
a
come,
maybe a trailer with a bed in it, so we can just stuff one of the bad guys in there. If
Yeah.
they're feeling a little moody.
if you are a car dealer in this area listening, and you would like us to sponsor or be sponsored by you, we
If you
will
would like-
do
that's
it.
right. If you want us to
There's
play
that
any of your
marketing
parties
thing
for free,
Yeah, we'll play your
we'll do
party
that.
for free.
We'll
We
put up
will.
a banner behind you that says "Shucks Cars paid for us to perform for you today."
Anyway,
like
yeah.
I said, I got
Copyright
to
aggressive.
break.
take your break.
We'll be right back with more from Avey Grouws Band.
We call him Amy.
Or Avey Grouws Duo right after these
Yes.
messages.
Hi, Chris Baumgart. I like the breaks. That was funny. We've been talking. Kevin Burt has been yelling at me. The Blues Challenge winner, Kevin Burt, Iowa guy. He's been like, "You need to talk to a car dealership. You gotta tell him you." He's like, "I did it," and he talked about how he did it, and I said, I don't know.
I feel weird about doing it.
Yeah, I would too.
He
I mean,
said-
let's be honest. I wouldn't do it. I feel weird about Jenny having to handle it all because I wouldn't be able to do it.
That's funny. Chris, glad you're here. Derek and Adrian. It's so fun you're on Facebook. By the way, I think you can also, can they listen online too?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Streams.
if you go to the website, you can stream it too if you prefer. But we're glad you're here on Facebook because that's more fun. I should share it to my page too.
Hi, I'm Sabrina from Homer's Deli.
Hi,
It's
Sabrina.
a little cooler lately, so why not warm up with some of our homemade soups? Our potato and
Indeed.
bacon is made from scratch with freshly peeled potatoes, chopped vegetables,
Where am I sharing it?
and real bacon.
Just
Try
do it.
some of our delicious chicken noodle soup made with our very own made from scratch
Here we go.
noodles, which make this
Join
soup
us.
a great addition to your meal. Homer's Deli, keeping you warm during these cold winter months with some yummy homemade soups.
Oh, I want a
Open
Homer's
Monday through
Deli
Friday
right
till
now.
7 and Saturday
A warm
till
homemade
2.
soup sounds
Doesn't that really sound good?
Yeah. Except for I gotta buy it now.
Frogs. I'm here to talk about the Gateway Area Community Center Christmas Fantasies to be held November 5th from 5:30
What are you
to
doing?
8:30. If
We're
you
gonna get
enjoy a
catfish.
beautiful, wonderful
Oh, I thought you were
evening
pointing
out,
at Three Finger Betty.
see some beautiful trees,
I think I know her.
bid on some silent auction items, listen to Brooke Byam sing.
I think it was like-
have a wonderful dinner, compliments
I wanna check out some of these bands I don't know.
I think it was more like,
November 5th. Call me 563-357.
Four Finger
There's a
Katie.
few on there that are no longer
Remember,
around.
save the date,
Yeah.
November 5th.
The weather is brought to you by the Yacht
Three on a
Shop,
tree.
Sure Shot Gun Shop. Sure
That's-
Shot has
that's
the
places
area's
those guys
largest
sometimes.
selection of firearms and accessories. They have over 200 firearms to choose from. Don't forget about fishing
This is
equipment
like my
and the
motto.
large selection of
Work
live
can wait.
Make sure to stop into the yacht
Mine
shop
is
right next door.
work
This morning.
can't wait.
That's
That's the
true.
difference between you and me.
Here's your forecast for the MAC 94.7
That's
Wild
very fair,
Rose Casino
actually.
Weather Center.
I don't know why we didn't name the band Jenny and the Four Fingers. Jenny and the Four Fingers, that'd be a great name.
Cloudy skies expected again tomorrow. Scattered rain showers likely. Highs level up around 53.
That's the annoyed face.
34 tomorrow night. Clear skies and quiet. From the MacFM.com Weather Center, your meteorologist Paul Conley. Right now, 46.
And I'm Billy Rose. You're listening to Midwest Revue, coming at you from the Wild Rose Casino and Hotel Studio, and brought to you by the Block That Rocks in Savannah, Illinois. Doggone. Well, you traveling separately, you blew my question. I was going to. I thought I had a.
I mean, we
question.
have traveled in one car before.
Yeah, I mean, but the band
to
survives.
Florida,
I think,
to Arizona.
yeah, when we do extended tours or something like that, we travel together.
Well, that helps me.
All right, so what's the
Okay,
question?
here's what I was gonna
I'm
say.
We don't want to have to ponder. We want to answer it right off the bat. First thing that pops into our head.
Traveling together in a van or whatever it was in,
Yes.
with 4 guys and you, I know that the guys must be on their absolute best behavior because they don't want to offend you. So do I have that assumption correct? Or?
No.
No, I mean we
I
talk
don't think
about
they worry
about boop a lot.
Yeah. I will say that is, I have 3 daughters, and I realized, like, I thought our family was pretty free about talking about things, but I did find that traveling in a car with dudes, there's a lot of talk of bathroom. Like,
That's a
but
very important subject when you're on the road.
it's true.
Well, that is
Although
true.
I'm the only one that's actually had to, like, emergency situation, go to the bathroom on the side of the road while we were touring.
Really?
That's true.
And Chris pulled off just before Winslow, Arizona, because I told him I couldn't wait a second more. We pulled the van off right on the. I couldn't get to a place. I said, I gotta go right now. So we pulled over. I opened the doors. The guys were in the van. I just laid my head on the seat, and Billy, they were laughing their heads off as I was going to the bathroom because what I failed to realize.
Do you want me to say it?
Sure.
Well, she wasn't paying any attention, so I thought it was hilarious that I pulled into the back of a Dollar General parking lot and just turned the car.
It was on the off ramp.
It was
right
on the
at
off ramp, so I turned the car into the gravel, so her back, when she was peeing, was to the parking lot, and she didn't have any idea.
So I'm the only one that's really made an embarrassment of myself, but
Well, that's not necessarily true. Everybody's embarrassed themselves at some point in this band, but
that's probably true. But I will tell you, the van is fun though, because you get good conversations going, and you have to listen to different people's music. Whoever's driving is in charge.
Oh, that's how it goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you get, I always get told that my playlist is being turned off because I have the same playlist over and over.
Over and over.
So Dollar General, huh?
Yeah, maybe we get a Dollar General sponsor out of this now. If you have to go, you need to know. Dollar General. I'm missing my calling here. Have to go, you need to know. Dollar General.
Well,
It's gonna pop
now
up.
that we got that out of the way, can we hear a song?
Yeah, for sure. What should we do?
The Dollar General song.
The Dollar General song. How does that go? I'm scared of this.
You need to know you gotta go. Dollar General. No, I don't know.
Well, let me.
If you gotta
Oh
pee,
my gosh.
you can park in my lot.
Okay, this is a good song.
Okay, anyway.
This is why we will never be
Anybody
allowed
that's
on
watched
radio
it, yeah.
stations, like, other than yours, because everyone's like, oh, who knows what they'll say. Well,
Let's do something different. Let's change up the feel of our song since it's just the two of us acoustic. It'll be fun.
okay, tell me a song and.
I don't know. I didn't get that far. I thought it'd be good to do a one-time only version of these songs.
Well, let's do either something from the new album or something from the last album. Why don't we do one together, and then it'll warm us up?
I think it's the
From the
same song
EP.
you were thinking of.
Which one's that?
Let's just do E thing.
I'm not sure I know what you're doing, but I'm gonna go with you.
I know what you're doing.
Now I know.
I know why you're here. Come a little closer. Whisper in your ear. You need love. Baby, you need love. You need love. Ha. Oh, baby, you need love.
See if I can sing after last night. I know what you're doing. You can take his place. Come on over, baby. Wanna be my saving grace. I need love. Oh, baby, I need love.
That's good stuff. That's good
I don't know, but that's not blue.
They said the one song sounded like the Bangles.
Yeah, one reviewer said
What?
it. Yeah. But
One guy said.
I love that that's
it's
what's
funny
in your
because
head when we
it's-
finish a song.
Well, no, it's great because like to put something out into the world that you did, and then to have somebody hear the different, like where they feel it's coming from, is great. Like one guy said, "Well, the one song that kind of reminded me of the Bangles or 80s pop," and the next guy said, "That sounds just like Deep Purple." And so it's like, those are two completely different spectrums.
Well, it is true, but the thing is, I hate telling people what they have to think of our music. I think if it reminds you of something that you enjoy,
Yeah,
if
you
it
love the
reminds you of
Bangles,
something
great.
you hate, then I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it.
If you like it at all, it's me. If any parts you didn't like about it, that's Jenny.
It's probably me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys definitely have fun.
Yeah.
That tells me that you really like each other. You know, not
This
just
is all scripted.
like
We
the
wrote all
work.
this out on paper before we got here in the car. And every time I supposedly went to the car to get something, I was just checking my notes.
Okay.
Well, honestly, Billy, that is the truth. Because, I spent years working in radio. Before that, lived in LA, spent years working in different jobs, random, things in the entertainment industry. Before that, worked in a law firm. Like, I've had lots of sort of random jobs. And the number one thing that makes you feel that what you're doing is worthwhile is when you enjoy the people you're around. I think we all know stories when we hate. I mean, it's just like that feeling of dread when you have to go somewhere the next day because either you just can't stand somebody or they can't stand you, whatever the case may be. That really stinks for a work environment, and
Yeah. for
we
sure.
all know what that's like. We've all been there. And as much as we give each other a hard time, the whole band, that doesn't mean we don't ever have like things that we discuss and have different opinions on. But I don't think any of us really like hate each other. We really actually enjoy spending time together. And it's fun.
there'll be random dance-offs on stage in the middle of songs. So it's kind of fun,
I mean, usually Randy wins the dance-offs.
Randy
so
does win the dance-offs most of the time.
Dance off, pants off.
Holy cow. Well, you gotta watch out for Randy whenever you
Yeah.
see him.
Now he's going to be confused why people break
Well, that's so enjoyable. One of the reasons you guys are so enjoyable to watch because of your banter back and forth, and you can tell that you really like each other. You don't not necessarily just for work, but you like
Oh,
each
yeah.
other outside of work too. So.
I legitimately would go on vacation with these guys. If it wasn't weird to like everybody else to be like, Jeni Grouws just went on vacation with the guys in her band, I would totally do it because they're fun. Although
God, I can't
we'd have to
imagine
pick the designated driver.
the amount of tequila and Chinese buffets that would happen.
Good,
on that
that's why I
vacation.
said we'd have to-
Actually,
we'd
we kind of did that right after we met, but
That's true. Actually, that's true. I met Chris, and also Brian, and they were heading down to Nashville. We hadn't ever done a show together, and I was heading down because I was going to sing at the Bluebird Cafe. And they said, well, you want to just ride with us? And I did. Like, I went down to Nashville with two guys that I only knew from a blues jam
Wow.
because I was going to sing at the Bluebird, and they were going to go party with their friends.
Yeah.
And we did. We ended up, funny story, that is the first time that I learned that Chris Avey snores like like nothing you've ever heard, like a race car. Like,
I snore like a choir of angels
Because-
dropping rose petals onto a pillow.
if they were in hell. Because Brian and Chris got a room at we got this cheap hotel because all of us are
It was
broke,
it was like a Motel 4
yeah, like
or something like that. It was really cheap.
so it was right next to another hotel. There was like a block of them.
the Motel 2.
And I had my room and they had theirs, and the walls were so thin. Like my room had an iron imprint on the floor. Like somebody had.
I thought that was just an arrow that was like,
No,
if
it
you
was
need
an
to get
iron
out.
imprint. But it was right next to their room, and I could not sleep because all I heard through the wall all night was this god awful guttural like all night. So much so, Billy, that I fell asleep finally like 3, 4 in the morning, and then they called over. Aren't you gonna get up? We're gonna go. And I said, they said no. They said, you're not awake. I said no. They said, you didn't wake up last night? No. They said, look out your window. I was so tired that I didn't realize that about 17 fire trucks had showed up because the Motel 2 right next door that shared the parking lot burned down in the middle of the night from a meth lab.
Somebody was trying to make meth in the laundry room and burn the hotel down.
Wow.
So I didn't wake up because I was so tired from the snorer. So the things you
He
learn.
been snoring all night because he had to wake up to a fire
No,
truck.
I finally passed out of sleep at some point. I was so tired.
Choir of angels.
Is not what you are. Billy,
I'm delicate. All right.
poor Billy.
Yeah.
What,
He's like, I'm never having these two on here again.
Yeah, right.
Jenny, you generally do the lyrics, right?
Mhm.
And then you work together on the melody, or
Usually I'll send, like I will rent, my phone is a graveyard of just song ideas. So any song idea that
I call it a
pops-
treasure trove.
Yeah,
but
any song that just pops into my head, I will just record it onto my phone. And then I'll randomly just send them to her. Like maybe it might be 2 a week, or it might be 10 a week, it might be 20. And then I'll wait, and whichever ones spark some sort of lyrical idea in her head, then we'll develop that into something. So she's like, I really like this one. What would it do next? And then I'll flush out the
and
rest
then I
of it.
sit
and
around
then-
and work on the lyrics because I want.
Right.
And that's where we'll go back and forth because sometimes lyrically I'll write something and I realize as the lyrics are developing that the story. So if it's a story, because they're not always stories, sometimes they're just fun and, nonsensical. But if it's a story, sometimes it needs to have a place where it changes. And then I would say, all right, I need this song to have a bridge here. What would it sound like? And he'll send me something back. And then that helps me kind of develop, or like I need it to sound kind of minor, or I need, he'll work on that based on what I feel like
Right.
the story is going to do.
Or sometimes it'll end up just being two completely different riffs that I sent her, like the song we have on our new record, which is Hanging Around. I had one riff. And I just sent that. And then a different riff I had sent was for a completely different song. And well, we ended up just taking those two and then making a whole song. One song came out of that. So
Yeah, like when he sent that, at the end of that right away the words came to my head. I didn't know what the rest of it was. It was just, I'm just hanging around. That's all no other words came to my head. I didn't even know what the song was going to be about. But when those words came out, I knew then that I should write a song, and I had to figure out what that story was. And so the story ended up being, someone's in a relationship, and they just can't get the other person to commit, but they also understand that they're not willing to give up that relationship. So they're kind of hanging around, they're biding time, right? Yeah.
yeah. And so that's pretty much how we write songs now. The EP that came out was just a mix of songs that I had written and she had written.
We could do that song for you if you like.
Sure.
The hanging
Yeah,
around.
we could do that song.
Yeah.
Hanging around. It's
Yeah,
called,
it's the one that someone thought sounded like the Bangles.
Bangles.
It is the non-blues.
It's the Bangles.
It's a cruel summer.
It's a cool.
On
That's
Midwest
Banana
Revue.
Rama.
Oh, that is Bananarama.
Jeez.
All right.
Was Belinda Carlisle in Bananarama?
No, she was in.
That was the Bangles.
Go-Go's.
No,
Oh,
she was in the Go-Go's.
Oh. Anyway,
Gotta get his girl groups right. Jeez. Heartbeat taking over, rushing as you roll over. Cold feet, I've got you leaving, but somehow I keep is so freewheeling. My soul is up for barter while my head says, girl, be smarter and know. But I'm just hanging around with my arms are wide open, and though you're always letting me down, I'm just hanging around. And but I'm just hanging around with my arms are wide open, and though you're always letting me down, I keep hoping that one day you'll come around and take my hand with my heart. Oh, until then I can be found. Oh, just hanging around. Oh, I'm just hanging around. Oh, I'm just hanging around. Oh, I'm just hanging around.
That's good stuff there. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
So Bangles.
Yeah, well, Susanna Hoffs. That's
Oh, my husband had such a crush on Susanna Hoffs, and Susanna Hoffs' mother was a professor, I believe, at Yale, where my husband went to college, and he was always like, Susanna Hoffs' mom. Yeah.
What's the best song you've ever written?
Oh, hell.
Still waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
Rather be drunk.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. He wrote that one before I was in the band, so he wrote that with Avey Grouws, well, not Avey Grouws, the Avey Brothers band.
No, that's fine. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's hard because honestly, this is such a mom answer. Are you ready?
They're all my children.
They are.
Just like the sitcom. I knew
It's
it was coming that way.
It's true though. Like I think you feel that when you write a song, at least lyrically, at least this is how I feel. When you finally get it done and you know it's done. You've sung it and you've played it and you thought, that's it. It's right. It's done. You've put something into the world that you've created, and it is like a little song baby, right? You put it out there and you love it. I'd Rather Be Drunk is one that you did totally without me, and I love that song. It is funny and it is fun, but it's also kind of painful. Like, I'd rather be drunk than spend my time with you. That's blues, right?
Yeah.
But I also love, like, the party song that we have on the new album, We're Gonna Roll. It doesn't mean anything, but it's fun, and it's getting really good airplay. I love Beck and Call Girl. People seem to really love that song. And it has connected with people in a way that I don't think that we thought was going to happen. So every song connects with people in different ways. I'm not sure if there's one
The
that's
funny
better
thing is
than
like
another.
I have to say, like of all the writing that we've done, I've done in different bands. This is the band like where if we have, rarely ever is there, a song that we have finished that we were like, we should just put that on there anyway because we need 10 songs. Like when we went in this time, we had 10 songs that we had written.
Yeah.
And those 10 made it on the record. Like before, I might have written 15 songs, and 8 of them went.
Well, I did have a few
On the
others
record,
that
you
you and
know.
I worked on, and we worked on with the band, and we were like, nope, this isn't it. It's not going to work. But
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean, that
early
was
on
just-
before we went into the studio. Like when
Yeah,
we went
so
to the
rarely-
studio,
I mean,
we
like-
took 10. That was it. We
Yeah,
weren't
we
doing
had
these.
we had the 10 that we had. We didn't have like a graveyard of songs that we had to be like,
Yeah.
nah, we like that one now.
But the ones that didn't end up on the album, I keep them. And I look at them every once in a while, and I think there's still there's a seed of a right idea here. I just don't know where it's going yet. So wait. Just wait. It may never end up something.
Yeah,
But-
I mean,
like there's a song that it keeps coming back to me, and it'll be a laid back, peaceful, like kind of an appreciation of just those days when I remember being a kid and laying on a blanket in the grass out in the country with my mom, and she would have like lemonade, and we had a little creek, a spring, whatever. We had a little creek right down there. Where we used to like
soda,
my sister and I.
pop,
Yeah,
whatever
right.
it's like.
Well, we used to like, there were snapping turtles down there and little snakes, and we had a lot of fun out in the country. It was out in Wisconsin, way out in the sticks, and I keep thinking that there's a song, that peaceful kind of feeling of just like waiting in the spring, like the idea that you just got your feet in the cool water and the sun is coming down. It's gonna be a song, but I don't know what it is yet because what I crafted first didn't work. It wasn't right yet. So someday, remember that moment, Billy. Someday you'll be like, I remember her talking about this song, and here it is, and it's not as good as she promised.
Would a song like that have the staying power of, say, I don't know, the Menards jingle?
Oh my gosh, the Menards jingle. Yeah, for those that don't know, Menards is because I see like Chloe's here. Chloe, I forgot. Are you in England or Ireland or Scotland? I feel bad when I can't remember what country they're from, but Chloe's listening, and Chloe and Adrian, Menards is like a Lowe's or a Home Depot. What would they have in?
It's like a large hardware store here.
Huge hardware.
Yeah,
store.
hardware, lumber. So my dad wrote the Menards jingle and got paid a case of Leinenkugel's beer. That was basically it.
So every time that thing plays, he doesn't get anything.
Oh,
No, and it's been playing. It is the one jingle that
For
people still
years.
reference since the early 70s, I think.
Is it that old?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Man.
you save big money. You can actually find that on YouTube if you go check it out. I have him singing it from our radio station in Decorah. Just look up the Menards jingle, and it'll come up. Bob sings it for you.
We'll just do a new version of it.
Nobody wants a new version of.
When you shop my door.
That's the same version, just slower.
I
But
feel like
nice try.
that's our 50s version.
Can we
Yeah,
hear
right.
another song? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do you got?
Oh, what do you got? You picked this one. I picked the last one.
Do you want to try like Love Raining Down or something from
Sure.
the new album? So this is. Do you? It's so good. Well, there's love in here, and it's raining like cats and dogs
Yeah,
outside. So
for
this might be
sure.
perfect. So I'm gonna preface just by saying that I am a lucky vocalist in that I get to be with a band that when I don't know how to play something, they just play it. So I never play this song. So just
I don't know
before
if we've
we,
ever done this song acoustically. Let's just try it.
we've never done it acoustically.
I'm not scared.
Did we even do it on our live streams?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Yorkshire, England. She's in Yorkshire, England. Now I feel better. Oh, my daughter Lillian's watching.
Hey, Lillian.
Wait, before we do this, I have to say Lillian and my daughter Sophie were both home from college this week. So they just went home today. So Mama's a little sad today, but I'm so glad she's listening online right now. That's really cool.
I have a savings account, Lillian.
So Lillian, this one's for you. Lillian yells at him about saving his money. I don't know how you want to do it. I'll follow you. Love, it's raining down on me, yeah. It's raining down on me, love. It's raining down on me, yeah. It's raining down. I got love, even in the roughest rocking everything inside. And when the water starts to rise from down below, hold on, everybody, here we go. I don't know what you're doing. The first time acoustic, I was like, I don't know where we're going with this, but we'll see what happens.
I was trying to figure out how to go.
It's such a fun song. I really like that one. Really.
Well, and here's what's funny: when you hear it acoustically, so if you're just hearing us for the first time, go listen to the recorded track. It's much better. But the honest truth is, we're not worried about looking perfect. But that is how the songs are crafted. Like, they do sound, they're bare bones. I mean,
Right.
they're just acoustic guitars and the two of us kind of goofing around on things. And that song in particular, we legit argued, Billy. Like,
Yeah, because originally
argued.
it didn't like it. That song had a few incarnations of different things. I
Because
think
it went back
started
and
out
forth. We were like, it's never going to change. It's going to stay on the same. And I was like, no, it has to change. But we argue it back and forth and we play it through. And
yeah, I think originally I had the riff like a.
yeah, it was a little jangly, you know. And I was like, let's make it a little dirtier. Like,
You know, and then I was like, we're never changing. It's just like the whole time.
yeah. He wanted to stay on one and it would never go anywhere, which that is a blues tradition of doing that.
So that'll be on that way on the next record.
But I will say this is an argument. You notice that structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a
1/4/5. So
It's 1/4/5. It's
a
blues.
progression.
But people will tell us all the time, well, that's not a blues song.
Well, and to be honest, like we said, I mean, not to get on the soapbox, you don't have to get on the box again about it, but you know,
Yeah.
it's not a chord progression, so it's a feeling. So,
That's the truth.
Okay, you
If it's in
guys both write songs.
Yes.
You both play guitar. You both sing.
we both argue.
You have loads of talent. Is there a useless talent you guys have?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got all kinds of useless talents, but I'll let Jenny go first.
Well, I'll tell you, Chris has a useful talent that he doesn't put to use very often. And that is, this man knows everything.
I can reach the top shelf of things.
Well, that's true.
fine.
This man knows everything about guitars, who made them, what is not original, what is original, and you evidenced that today. And he makes comments all the time about, well, I'm not so smart, blah, blah, blah. Is he not an encyclopedia of guitars?
I've watched some of his videos on YouTube. The guitar, what do you call it?
Guitar Time with Uncle
What's funny
Chris.
is I recently went back and I stumbled across a couple of those and I watched them and I was like, there's so many wrong facts in these
Oh, man.
things.
Don't
That's
tell
okay.
people that.
No, I just mean like I can tell that I'll fumble things and like
Oh.
say the wrong thing. You know?
But he really does know things. Like, he can look at Yep. So what you guys don't know is Billy pulled out a guitar when we got here today and asked Chris to look at it. And Chris right away identified what it was. And then after started looking and said, you know, this actually might be a replication from the 80s by this company. And sure enough, when we Googled it, he was right.
Yeah.
Because he can tell what's original and what's not. So that's what I think is your useful talent that you don't use very often.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What is your useless talent?
That is my useless talent.
That is not, it doesn't have to be useless.
Let's see. What would my useless talent be?
That's a good question. I've never had anyone ask me that before.
There's just so many to think of. Like,
I'm just useless.
I am just terribly useless in all aspects of things.
I can put my fist in my mouth. I'm not sure that's a useful talent, but this
Your
is,
whole fist?
yeah.
You know, I can literally,
It's not a talent.
if I lay down and turn the television on, I can actually fall asleep quicker than any other human being on the planet. I will fall asleep mid-conversation.
And then we'd all hear you. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like,
by the way, my daughter Lillian says Chris is who I'd go with to buy a guitar.
fair enough.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, I can also burp on command. My dad,
What?
who wrote the Menards jingle, taught me how to like.
I have a double-jointed finger.
You're welcome. See, I
Look,
burped on
I
command
can
for
pop,
you,
I
Billy.
can pop this finger in and
You're
out of
welcome.
socket.
I never said I
There
was
we go.
classy, my friends. I just know how to do some things. That is a useless talent.
And you're
How's that?
incredibly gassy in the car.
Oh, thanks.
I'll tell you what. I need to play a legal ID here. And
Can
then-
we do an illegal ID?
And then we'll do one more song, and then that's about it.
Awesome. You're so much fun. I love this. Thank you.
Here's a legal ID, people. Just be quiet, everybody, right now. I'm not even going to turn off the mics. Oh!
We still have to be quiet. Thank you, Chloe.
All right. Well, sorry. I'm sitting here watching the thing fade away. And I didn't stop it.
Oh, way back.
Anyway,
Don't stop believing.
so one final song from Jeni Grouws, Avey, or Chris Avey.
Amy. We like to call him Amy.
I love it when you can always tell the people that don't pay attention to the emails, they'll be like, thanks, Avey, for getting back to me, because they think her name is
They
Avey.
think my name is Avey. Avey Grouws. So I get that all the time.
Guess it just goes to show you who's important.
You know what? I keep putting an R in your name.
Everybody does that.
Avery.
We used to get the Avey brothers all the time, and like we would tour Canada, and they would be like, the Avey brothers, straight from Iowa, Heartland Blues.
You were
And I
like,
was like,
"Oh,
wow, oh, okay.
One more song, guys.
all
What
right,
do you
let's do like Dig What You Do or something that's that we can both sing on.
Sure, sounds great.
Nobody needs all Jenny all the
I'm
time.
gonna let you pick it because it's rainy and I don't feel like arguing.
Let's do it. Let's have fun. And by the way, do I understand we're going down to Clinton to have a show right after this, right?
Yes.
All right, good. We'll do
Glad
one
you
of
brought that up.
we'll do more of these, but we hope if you're listening that you'll come down and join us.
Come down and hear the 4 songs we're gonna play.
at the View.
At the View.
Downtown Clinton.
Yeah, come see us.
All right, ready?
All right, I'm ready. Thanks for joining us on Facebook, by the way. Bye, Lillian. I love you.
Let me tell you, baby, what I want to hear from you. Want to hear that you love me, that you'll always be true, 'cause I dig what you do. Dig what you do. And I'm crazy about you, baby, and I dig what you do. It don't bother me, baby. Say I'm not the only one. We can still get together. We can still have our fun. 'Cause I dig what you do. I dig what you do. Yeah, I'm crazy about you, baby, and I dig what you do.
Here's what you
Ah, the whole thing.
I should stop reading comments while I sing.
Well, it don't bother me, baby. Say I'm not the only one.
Well,
We can still get together. We can still have our fun.
cause I dig what you do.
I dig what you do.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm crazy about you, baby.
I dig what you do. yeah.
Well, I dig what you do.
I dig what you do.
Lord, I dig what you do.
Oh, I dig what you do.
I
yeah.
dig what you do.
I dig what you do.
Well, I dig what you
Oh,
do.
I dig what you do now.
Yeah, I'm crazy about you, baby. And I dig what you do.
Ow. Doggone. That's good stuff, man.
I will say our friends on the stream said they missed the Friday and Sunday streams, and I'm going to tell you, friends, we're going to bring some of them back this winter.
That's
so.
true.
That's, you know, you guys blew up because of those streams.
Yeah, we really did. We were lucky to meet people
And
like
all
this.
the tacos we ate.
We blew up from those, literally.
Well, that's it. I have no more time. Actually, I'm 5 minutes and 37,
Oh.
39 seconds overtime.
Oh,
but
no.
That's okay because it's all automation.
Oh,
Well, thank you. It really means a lot. The fact
thank you for
that
having us.
you have this independently run radio station that brings in artists like us. That, I mean, look, I'm looking at Elvis on the wall here. That's what he used to do. The fact that you have us in like this is really cool. So thank you to you and your boss, Christopher.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you guys coming out. And we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah.
That's it for me. I got to go. So until next week, I'll be on next week, 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock. And don't forget, until then, reuse, repurpose, recycle, and reduce. I love each and every one of you.
You look like Indiana Jones blew up.
Stock up on all your favorites like General Mills, Chex Mix, or the Eagles for 99 cents.
What is that supposed to mean, Jenny?
Hi Heidi. Heidi was listening in Nashville.
And don't forget our full service 50% partnership.
I know, and I saw someone else was listening to someone. Joel Kaczynski said that went way too fast.
Only at your Clinton Ivy.
Thanks, you guys.
Joel, I
Yeah.
thought you were coming out, Joel.
Joel, where are you? We miss
We
you.
invite you to come see us.
So you was gonna come out.
We have expanded, given us
Probably
more
stuck in the storm somewhere.
such as
Anyway, I know you guys are leaving too. We're gonna head down to the View in Clinton, so if you're around, come see us. But otherwise, I'm gonna go bug Chris Avey.
94.7 Wild Rose Casino Weather Center. Overcast skies.
You guys
tonight
use
with
lip
scattered
balm at
thunderstorms
all?
likely.
Lip
do.
balm. I like lip balm. Chris is freaked out by lip balms and lotions for some weird reason.
Cloudy skies
Do you
I
have a-
prefer to be dry.
Scattered rain showers
Do you make
likely.
these?
Temp highs approaching
Well,
53. Lows level up
we
around
did.
34 tomorrow night. Mainly clear
We used to
skies
have
and quiet.
bees,
From the
Yeah.
but we ended up having to buy new bees every spring.
Oh,
It's
no.
like we just couldn't keep them alive through the winter, so we ended up giving it up. So, but I used
it.
the wax, you know, to make it.
Are you off air?
Is that?
Are
is
you
that
off air?
New one? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, it's a new one.
You want more?
Where's the View at? Randy, Connor, it's in Clinton, Iowa. So if you're anywhere near Clinton,
It's the old health food store on 5th Avenue South,
did you catch that? The old health food store.
right next to the adult bookstore.
Yeah!
What's the name of the place?
It's right next to the adult bookstore. You didn't
So
tell
I
us
got some
that.
time to go in there before we start.
The View, V, comma, UE.
That's funny. Now everyone's gonna want to come to their show.